Today in Richard Hikes, much closer to home, I just hiked up the Zig Zag trail from the next to the Zig Zag ranger station. That is there. This is an outlook. Typically, a lot of people will do in and back. It's like a day hike if you live in Portland. For me, it was like an hour and a half drive, so you can do it as a day hike, but a little long. Um, Overall, on the theme of forgetting things, I did not forget my tent poles today, so I can sleep outside, but I did forget my hat. So Smokey the Bear is joining us today thanks to the ranger station down there. Well, a typical lunch for me is fish tacos. So some tuna fish, and then slice up some cheese. But on the theme of forgetting things, somebody put the tortillas in the fridge last night, so we're having Pop-Tarts instead. Specifically Oreo flavored Walmart brand Pop-Tarts. It goes really well with cheese. That's Cast Lake. Given that I have significant daylight left and it's downhill, and then I'd have to go uphill, I think I'll continue to the next lake, which is Burnt Lake. Oh, that's not ominous at all. Mount Hood is getting closer. And in theory, the campsite at the Burnt Lake is getting closer. Soon. Well, I've made an executive decision to change the trip. Here's the original plan, which had me going up to the Timberline Trail. That's also a section of the PCT. And then cutting down on, what is this? The Hidden Lake Trail. And this would be pretty much pushing this route as far as possible while keeping it circular. If I was to continue on the PCT, I would end up over about here, and there's no hike back. However, when I discovered that I was unable to open my bear can when I was trying to get breakfast, I decided to cut the trip down. So here is the route that I've decided. Very similar, except with an earlier cutout, and we're down to 27 miles total. And looking at the route, the major change is we have the Zig Zag trail as before, and this network is the PCT and Timberline. And so instead of continuing and heading to the PCT, there was an opportunity to take the Paradise Park Trail down. I believe this is the namesake of the trail, Paradise Park. I suppose it has its moments. One of the best parts of having your bear can get locked is your spoon is the reason it was locked. And then the one thing you have to eat is a dehydrated backpacking meal, but you get to make a spoon. Final walk back to the car. Overall successful hike. A little bit shorter than first intended, but that's perfectly acceptable. I did learn the Pioneer Bindle, the trail along Highway 26. Not that great, so I would recommend skipping it, like taking the Mount Hood Express shuttle if possible. Would I recommend this hike? Not really. I got outside, got exercising, did the gear, and that's really what it'd be for. And I think it would be like open early in the year with no snow, so like Memorial Day. So if you want to do a gear check earlier in the year, this at least Zig Zag to Cast Lake, I think would probably be very accessible. And that's really what I would recommend with it. Fun time.